it's me again. It's very cold this morning. It's only 48 degrees. That's why I'm bundled up. So I'm here with an update about MMTLP because that's what people like, and that's like what I'm known for, that crazy girl who a lot of people can't stand it because she's so extroverted, but she does good research. So I guess that's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. I am extremely extroverted. And my question to you, because I love to collect data, give me that data. I want to see what this proves out to be. What proof can we formulate? 1, do you consider yourself introverted or extroverted? 2, do you like or dislike my channel or me or whatever? Like or dislike it? You know, if you're in the middle, are you leaning more towards like or dislike? Which are you leaning more towards? So, you know what? Let's make 3 categories. Let's make a Likert scale. We call that a Likert scale. That's like, let's make a Likert scale of information. So, are you introverted or extroverted? Do you like, dislike, or are indifferent to my channel? So, with that being said, comment below. Say, you know, I'm extroverted, I dislike your channel. I'm introverted, I'm indifferent. Or I'm extroverted, I like your channel. All the permutations and combinations you can think of. I want to collect that data. No, I'm not going to name names. I don't know who you are. I just want to collect data to see if there's any correlations or if there's any proofs about that. Okay. Updates. The next biggest update to look forward to for us, and with the holidays coming up, you're not really going to hear anything. December 3rd, that's the MMAT shareholder meeting. Be there, be square. Or you can watch one of the live streams. I'm sure they'll live stream it. So that's a shareholder meeting. I'm hoping that they'll talk about the Orogrande property and the Hazel property. I'm hoping that they'll talk about that. All right, December 3rd, keep in mind for that meeting. Because I'm hoping they discuss something. Now, Meta has a history. Okay, this company, Meta and Torchlight, have a history. I will cite when the company merged together. So, the merger, the language said by the 30th. By the 30th. And then it was announced Friday that it was completed. It was announced Friday after hours. It was completed. So remember that. It was because it was on a weekend. So it was Friday 25th. But it was announced Friday 25th. They announced it soon. And they took everybody by surprise. As a result, if you do not hear anything at the investors meeting, I'll probably do an update again after the investors meeting about MMTLP. Unless something else happens. But if you don't hear anything at the investors meeting, don't rule that out, because they still could take you by surprise and catch you off guard. They could announce things last minute. They took a lot of people by surprise with the after hours announcement on Friday, June 25th, that the merger was complete. And so they didn't do anything illegal. They were within the rules. Again, Meta is Meta and Torchlight. Meta especially, they have the same legal team as like Apple does. So I'm pretty confident with that. So if you don't hear anything by the 3rd, don't listen to the FUD. Don't be like, oh, I guess they didn't sell it. Remember, the language. Look at this language used. They're committed to selling the asset. There's no, don't worry about a spinoff. That's we've discussed Oil Co. Mystery solved. There's not going to be a spinoff. They're committed to selling this because Metamaterials cannot be the semiconductor company it was destined to be, or whatever it metamorphosizes into, until this asset is sold. And that's off the balance sheets. It's off. So they have to sell it. They want to sell it. It's in their best interest to sell this. That's why I'm very excited about MMTLP, because the latest filing said it will be sold within a year. Or closed. It'll be closed within a year. I think by that, what they mean is the residual dividend will be given to you in a year. I'm very confident still that the property already has been acquired by somebody, and we're just waiting. Remember, the 2 other case studies. And I need to look at this recent one, too, this recent acquisition in the Permian, to see when that property was acquired. That's on my to-do list today. But let me give you an update. The Shell ConocoPhillips, that was acquired in July, and they announced it in September. They announced it 10 weeks later. They took control July 1st, then they announced it. The Pioneer deal, they took control of the asset, and then 30 days later, they announced it. Metamaterials, they've been drilling. I guess they filed a bunch of rigs. You know, they completed their contingency for the lease agreement, the compliance. But then they were re-drilling or re-completing other rigs as well, which went above and beyond the compliance agreement. So I think somebody took control of the asset. We're just waiting. Now, before you say, oh, well, we'd see paperwork. No, you wouldn't, because media companies were looking for Shell. It was such a big deal. Like, they were trying to get $10 billion originally, and they got 9.6. They were trying to find, and it was August, and people were still speculating. It was between Devon and Exxon and ConocoPhillips. They were still speculating. The people who withdrew their offer, did not get selected or withdrew their offers, they were still being written about. It was all hush-hush. So I think, given the history of Meta and their ability, how they kind of like to announce things last minute, like, oh, okay, it's happening now, to catch people off guard, I think that could very well happen within the end of the year. Now, if the property's already been sold, there could be an extension to file for like another 6 weeks just to get the escrow done on the property. You could get a pro rata share, and that pro rata share could be the amount sold from the Hazel Project, which is in the Midland Basin, the Hazel Project. If that's sold and that's in the Midland Basin, that was a developed property, actually. That was a developed property, much more developed, but it was a much smaller property. If that was developed, you know, you could be getting your pro rata share from that until the Orogrande closes. If that comes to it, that's why we need to go to this meeting, and we need to keep our eyes and ears open until the 30th, because, like I said, I'm very confident I'm going to be buying all the MMTLPs I can. If that pro rata share happens, things with MMTLP could get very interesting, because once the pro rata share is given, let's say the example, the Hazel Project sold, then they give you the dividend from that, but not the Orogrande. Some people are going to be like, okay, it's sold, I'm going to sell, you know, MMTLP. No, don't do that, because you're going to lose your big money share. Also, once the money is declared, you got to either pay it if you short it or get the stock. At any rate, you know, this could go back up if they're like, oh no, we're waiting. So they could announce it and give you one big lump sum at once, saying, okay, both properties sold, here's the lump sum, we're waiting on escrow. Or they could say, well, this is still being, you know, negotiated, or it's still for sale, and here's your pro rata from either the sale of the other asset, which would be the Hazel Project, or the oil from the Hazel Project. You'd get a pro rata share. Here's a link about Exxon and their commitment to sell $15 billion worth of oil assets this year. So the plan was started about 3 years ago when oil price was down, and then the pandemic happened. Oil price went more down, and now it's gone back up. The properties include 187,000 acres and 2,700 rigs. And they're selling this to focus on more lucrative properties. Now, where this is North Texas. That's the Barnet Shale. That's North Texas. The hotbed for right now is Permian. Maybe they're raising this money to also go to the Orogrande. I've talked about other videos how Exxon could be a big player in this. They certainly have the capital. So Exxon is also working on carbon capture. They could be organizing more money into carbon capture right now. Or carbon capture with oil play. Oil is hot right now. And, you know, secure it while you can. Gotta catch it all. Secure the oil while you can. That's how much I believe in that Orogrande Basin dividend. You know, the Hazel, okay, but it's Orogrande. That's like, it's what I've been working on all these months. And so I'm just buying that MMTLP. Yes, I still think the dividend's going to be around, you know, my average, and as I said, I'm sticking by it, $30, $34, but it can be anywhere from $26 to like $46. It could be even higher than that, depending on the price of oil and how it goes. Right now, it's back down to 80. So, WTI, that's the oil that's in that basin, West Texas Light. It's not Brent crude. Is WTI oil. So when you look up oil prices, make sure to look up WTI oil prices, current market WTI prices, because that's the oil, West Texas Light. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Thank you for watching my videos. Remember to comment, are you introverted, extroverted? And do you like, dislike, or indifferent to my videos? I think it's going to be a like or dislike, because if you're indifferent, why would you watch it, right? It's either you like it or you don't. It's pretty binary. I don't know. If you're indifferent, why are you watching it? That's what I want to know. Like, I can understand if you don't like it, because you're just going to sneer at me for 10 minutes, at which point I'd go. But if you're indifferent, that's rather interesting. But whatever, I'm willing to deal with that data. I'm very interested and excited to learn. Okay, talk to you later. Goodbye.